Hello, my dear Aries. How are you? Welcome. I hope you are doing very, very well. Aries, let's see what energies are available to you right now so you can use them to your advantage and see a situation from a new point of view. This reading is general. Take what resonates with you. If not, disregard the message. And it applies to all those who have their sun, rising, moon, or Venus in the sign of Aries. Os isines site. Aries, if you need a personal reading with me, you can write to the email shown on the screen and I will send you all the information. Let's channel a message. For the sign of Aries. Let's see, Aries. We have here, we start with the Four of Swords. We have the Six of Swords. We have Justice. Pretty much around there, right? The Four of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands. And down here we have, let's put them here, the World. The Ten of Wands. And the Wheel of Fortune. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Empress. All right, Aries. In general, I see that you have energy around success here, right? Of stability as well. Well, but I feel that deep down you're kind of readjusting things, right? And I also see energies like you have that feeling that you're getting ready for an important change. But let's see. Let's start with your card as a background, right? That will give us a sense of the energy you're moving right now, right? And right now you have an energy of growth, right? Of fertility, right? Of abundance, of expansion. So I feel like you're at a moment where this energy is telling you, Aries, that you have a very big potential to be able to, whether it's to materialize projects or even to improve your relationships. Romantic relationships, emotional relationships, they can also be friendships. Also strengthen your self-esteem. And of course, also attract prosperity. However, what I'm seeing is that this abundance and this improvement in your connections and relationships won't come instantly. So abundance has to be cultivated. Love also has to be cultivated, right? Relationships need to be nurtured. So this is a process. You have energy available to support your financial growth, maybe to develop a personal project, right? I feel that many of you, Aries, might also start to feel more attractive personally, right? In terms of your image, right? Increase your magnetism like this as well, recover your emotions, and also connect with your creativity. So I feel that this energy, Aries, is telling you that you're entering a stage where you'll be able to reap much more than you imagine, but only if you know how to take care of and nurture what you already have right now, okay? Let's start analyzing the beginning of your reading. And there are a lot of mental situations, right, about your mental state. It is true that you come here from a period that might be exhaustion, tiredness, maybe you've recovered from some health issue as well, right? Where maybe you had to rest. This could also be some stressful situation you've experienced, some conflict, emotional exhaustion, or even the need to isolate yourself, right? The energy here was asking you to pause, to stop, Stop for what? So that you can move forward later. I mean, this wasn't a moment to react impulsively or make decisions too quickly. But after this pause, a movement appears here. And I feel that you, Aries, are leaving behind a difficult situation at this moment. You may be leaving worries behind. And these could be worries of different kinds, right? Because each one of you may have been affected in a different area, right? Like I'm leaving behind a mental worry, a financial worry, a worry about my partner, a health concern, right? It could also be that you're leaving behind conflicts or even internal conflicts with yourself, leaving behind toxic environments as well. So you're in a moment of transition. I mean, you haven't reached your final destination yet, but I feel like you've already moved away from what wasn't good for you. Okay? We end this part with balance and clarity. And I feel that the consequences of the decisions you made in the past, or even just days ago, are starting to show up now. And this could be indicating to you, for example, some kind of what? Resolution. Also reaching an agreement with another person. If this is about a bond, a relationship, right? Reaching that middle ground, reaching that clarity, right? In relationship. Also reaching. If this had to do with economic matters, an economic balance to an adjustment. That's why something here gets resolved. So it seems to me that here too, the universe is kind of correcting situations that were a bit out of order. It seems to me, Aries, that it's clear you're leaving behind a difficult, complicated phase. So you can enter a much more balanced and much more conscious phase. If we look at your central energy, it's a super powerful energy, right? Because I see there's a concrete achievement here. This achievement is visible. You're starting here with an energy of celebration, right? Of stability, of joy. And I feel like first, there could be good news these days. That feeling of well being, of I really feel good today, right? What I've left behind. There could be a family gathering, right? Very pleasant. Maybe with a relative you haven't seen in a while, you have a meaningful conversation, right? A meeting with your partner, a meeting with a friend. It could also be telling us, Aries, that you are moving, that you have achieved this, or also consolidating a relationship. There's a feeling of security now, okay? We have here a central energy that has to do with support, right? And this can be family support. You're not alone in this. It can also indicate financial stability, money coming in at this moment, an increase in your assets, starting to connect with prosperity. You could also indicate a project you have in the works, one that actually has the potential to last a long time. I feel like this is one of the most positive signs for you when it comes to material growth. But there's a warning. Here, everything you achieve will have to be defended. Whether it's your job, your personal project, your relationship, right? Why? Because there might be competition, because there might be jealousy. Of course, there might also be people questioning your decisions. So, the good news here is that because you're the one defending, you have the advantage here. It's not that you're losing something, but rather that you're holding a position here that you've gained, a stability that you've gained, and you're going to defend it. So it seems to me, Aries, that right now you have opportunities to consolidate stability and abundance in several areas of your life. But you have to trust yourselves and not give ground to external pressures or to other people. That's why you have to defend what has been achieved at this moment. Yes, let's continue to the end of your reading. There's a lot of progress. And yes, it's true that there's a stage you're finishing, that you're completing. This is like the peak development of a cycle. And it could be, for example, about a project. It could also be a way of living that has reached a key point. It could be a relationship that is ending a stage and is about to begin a new one. Or it could also be a phase in your professional life that is about to change. Energy, this energy indicates success and fulfillment for you. But what we see here is that you've been carrying too heavy a burden. And this has to do with the fact that you've been dealing with accumulated responsibilities. And these can be commitments, demands, obligations. People who also depend a lot on you. This energy is telling you that you can't do everything alone. You can't keep carrying so many things. But finally, the change comes. The Wheel of Fortune. And this has to do with unexpected opportunities. Favorable changes are coming your way. And turnarounds in situations that maybe seemed like they were going to stay stuck or stalled. And it can also be talking to us about the opening of new paths. It's very important that it came out in this position after these cards. Why? Because this means that after the end of a very heavy stage, you will be allowed to see and live life with much more flow. And this is what's important about this role. So it also seems to me, Aries, that you are finishing a very important karmic cycle. Because after a lot of effort and a heavy burden, this change happens, which can open up opportunities for you that are much greater than your current ones. Okay, so your reading at this moment, dear Aries, is very positive. Because you are in transition towards something much better. You are recovering after all that wear and tear, after all that exhaustion, after a health condition, right? After all the worries. You are coming out of complicated situations. You are gaining balance. You are gaining clarity. You are starting to become financially stable. There are moments here to celebrate and to celebrate the stability. Be aware that you are finishing a very important cycle and you are opening yourself up to new opportunities. But stop carrying everything on your shoulders and also learn to protect your achievements, but without exhausting yourself. Okay. What I feel is that you're entering a new stage where you'll be able to reap those rewards that you work so hard for such a long time. While you reap them, destiny will start moving the pieces to open a new chapter for you, one that will be much more fruitful and much more promising. Wow. Let's see, dear Aries, what do we have in the oracle? What will your message be for this moment? Let's see. You have the peacock here, vibrance. It tells you, you were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life, and more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. Dear Aries, this is what we've seen regarding the overall energy available to you. Have a beautiful day, everyone, and I'll see you here next time.